Mumbai, one of the most successful and popular franchises in the Indian T20 League. Let's talk to Arun all about what their team strategy will be for the auction. Arun, we are going to talk about Mumbai today, one of the most popular and successful franchises in the Indian T20 League. Initial thoughts about them.
Not just the most successful side in the Indian T20 League, Akhil. I think you might have to tweak that. They're one of the more formidable sides from around the world. Uh, just too good. And there's a secret to their success. I mean, the recent results rather, might not reflect that, but over the last 7-8 years, absolutely top-notch side, and they can give any team from around the world a run for their money.
Good point there. Good point. We had seen some of the numbers last year when we'd spoken while they were trying to defend their title. But what has been fascinating for me for Mumbai, for the Mumbai team is that they didn't start off so well in the Indian T20 League, if you remember. The first season was almost a washout for them. They managed to reach a final in one of the years when Sachin was leading them. But after they changed captaincy, after they got Rohit Sharma on board, they've managed to find a certain kind of calmness in the team, a certain kind of stability in the team. They found some brilliant youngsters who've given them like super service for the last 5-6 years. They've managed to turn it around. It's like a dream for any franchisee to start turning things around, start winning, and build a winning legacy. So that hats off to the Mumbai management for doing that.
So the Indian T20 League started in 2008 again. So 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 years, they had nothing. Zero titles, right? The first 5 years of the league, zero titles. Thereafter, they won 5 titles. So that tells you how they've kind of come together. And you identified a critical point there, making Rohit Sharma the captain. I think that's summer work magic, absolute magic.
What has also been fascinating, and we'll have a look at the kind of results that they've had over the last 4 or 5 years, and also most importantly, look at the kind of results, Arun. This is consistency, or you can call fifth as a disappointment for Mumbai Indian fans because the kind of expectations which are there from the team are immense. So fifth position will be very disappointing for them to see, but two back-to-back results as winners in different conditions, outstanding, outstanding. I mean, this is one team who would have felt the most of the changes in the team, isn't it? Like losing some of their core players, somebody like a Hardik Pandya, somebody like a Krunal Pandya who's been with them forever, somebody like an Ishan Kishan who they've really, really groomed and like given him a chance to shine on this stage. Another important name, Arun, Trent Bolt. He came in from the Delhi team here and he managed to change the things around for them in the initial overs. So one team is this team is going to miss a lot of their core key players.
The one other key player we've not spoken about because he didn't play last year was Malinga as well. Malinga's moved on, retired. So you're right that they will miss the core that they had for let's say 5, 6, 7 years. But don't remember, they've been very smart with their retention. And before we get to the retention, I think the Mumbai franchise, Akhil, have always been like a family in the real sense.
Yeah.
It's not just about coming together for those 2.5, 3 months.
Yeah.
Be it a wedding in the family, be it festivals around the world. They come together. So it's more like a proper family, and this is going to be the challenge for Mumbai this year. How do they try and assemble all those players they've had to release because of compulsions and still retain that team?
Interesting point there, but also such a super core of players, right? The kind of retentions that they've had. I mean, obviously, if you can just have a look at the names that are there in the list, there are no two ways that the top two there, Rohit Sharma and Jasprit Bumrah, are like the envy for any team across the world. Arun, I think any team would have wanted to retain these two players. The next two are very interesting. Like you mentioned, Kyron Pollard is one of their family members. He's been with them since 2010. 2010, I think that was the first year he played the Indian T20 League, and since then he's been with them, shown his loyalty, won them so many games, and has only just grown over the last couple of years. Surya Kumar Yadav is an interesting one. I had my thoughts that they might go for Ishan Kishan as one of the retentions, but Surya Kumar Yadav, it is in red hot form, been a match winner for them for the last 3-4 seasons. I remember one particular stat that you always have like brought forth. He's played almost similar amount of matches for Kolkata and similar amount of matches for Mumbai, and there's like a huge difference in the strike rate as well as runs. So clearly, the impact that coming to Mumbai has had on Surya Kumar has been superb.
For me, absolutely no doubts about those four retentions. No doubts, no question at all. These are the four I had predicted before the retentions were due to be announced, and I'm glad they've gone that way. Like you said, I mean, you cannot question Rohit and Bumrah. For me, Surya has grown in stature, and Surya, a Mumbai lad, he's grown in stature. He's an India player now. He's a match winner, right? So Surya, no questions. And Pollard, we in the subcontinent see Pollard as somebody who's aged, but Pollard's best is yet to come. I firmly believe. If you see, even West Indies are interested in the captaincy of the national team, and that's because there's genuine belief that Pollard can work his magic. So we might just see some magic from Pollard for the big man in the coming, at least this season, next season of the league.
Good point there. Also, one of the things that I really like about the Mumbai team is they don't go overboard in terms of spending for their players. We've never seen them be among the top of list of having spent so much money for a particular player or one particular buy in the auction. I think they had gone heavy duty for buying Krunal Pandya back one of the years at some 9 crores or something. But if you see the last auction that had happened, these are some really smart picks, Arun. Really smart picks. The way that Mumbai have picked their fast bowlers over the years, overseas fast bowlers, has been, again, I think it's a case study for all teams to look at. Whether it's Malinga, whether it's Mitch McClenaghan, if you remember, who gave them such great overs. Nathan Coulter-Nile was extremely important. James Pattison, if you remember, last year he came in as a replacement. Trent Bolt has been like a super match winner, and even Adam Milne. I remember before the league last year, you had pointed out Adam Milne had an outstanding 100 in England. Not many had given him a chance to play the Indian T20 League, but he's come and he's delivered for them. So these fast bowlers at some particular prices and using them well. Also, Marco Jansen was a part of Mumbai last year. He wasn't as popular as he's become now after causing havoc for India, but he was a smart pick again. So really smart ones, huh?
Smart ones, and credit to Mumbai for their scouting system. It's not just about one or two individuals, Akhil. They've got a team of scouts. Obviously, it started with John Wright back in the time, but they've kind of just expanded. I think they've got Kiran More now. If I've got the names correctly,
Yes.
they've got Kiran More. I think Parthiv Patel's been added to the list now. So
Vinay Kumar.
they've got. Say again?
Vinay Kumar has been added.
There you go, Vinay Kumar. So they've got people who understand the business of cricket. It's not just about the runs, not just about the wickets, not just what the stats tell you, but they know what they're looking for in a player. And I'll give you another interesting that I observed. Mumbai have generally played to a template, Akhil. They've done this very smartly. They've got an overseas opener, they've got an Indian opener. They'll have 3 Indian batsmen, right? They'll have 1 overseas batsman, they'll have 1 overseas all-rounder, 3 Indian bowlers and 1 overseas pacer. So more or less, if you look back at Mumbai's successful years, this is the template they've operated with. You've had Quinton de Kock, you had Lendl Simmons as their overseas opener, Dwayne Smith,
Even
I
Lewis.
think.
Yeah.
Even Lewis, yeah. So that's the overseas opener. Indian opener, you've got Rohit Sharma parked for most of the time. You've got other players coming and going, right? 3 Indian batsmen, you've got many to pick. You've got Surya Kumar Yadav, you had Hardik Pandya, for instance. You had Ishan Kishan, maybe. Pick any other name, right? Overseas all-rounder, you had Kyron Pollard. If he was not there, you had Coulter-Nile coming in. you know, they've been brilliant. You know, they've operated to a template, and I think they'll go back to that template. They'll stick to that template.
Okay, so which players do you think Mumbai will go for? You've spotted this trend brilliantly. They now need a left-hander dashing opener. We know that because they've opened with Quinton for so long. Ishan Kishan was there, so they need a partner for Rohit Sharma, ideally a swashbuckling left-handed opener. So maybe a David Warner. What are your picks?
One is an option, but the batsman, I'll give you the list of batsmen they might target. Akhil. I want pigeonhole into opener or the roles. The batsmen Mumbai could target are Ishan Kishan, Aiden Markram, Finn Allen of New Zealand, Alex Hales, Devin Conway, or Evan Lewis. Now these are proper batsmen. If you look at the wicket keepers, subset of wicket keepers, Ramanullah Gurbaz, Ben McDermott, and Josh Philippi. These are the three wicket. Again, each of them is a dashing opener.
Yeah.
So I think you could look at one of these 8 names accompanying Rohit Sharma at the top.
Good pick there. Good picks. I mean, these are not names that every fan will know about and will be following, but Ben McDermott has been in outstanding form wherever he's played. So those are really good picks there. What about the fast bowler? Like, how can you replace a Trent Bolt? Who can you find to come and get you those left arm seamers from over the wicket and pick up early wickets?
That's the one area I'm trying to address. The one name I've penciled in is Marco Jansen. I don't know who else Mumbai could target in that option, but Marco Jansen's a guy that I might look at, and then Mumbai could always throw in a bit for Coulton Isles and Trent Bolt again. Trent Bolt is the very first set of marquee players, I think. So you could look at Mumbai throwing in a bid for Trent Bolt. And then they could look at people like Shami, Rabada. You never know how the option could play out.
I have one dream list for Mumbai and Mumbai fans and actually the Mumbai management also. Imagine Shreyas Iyer coming to Mumbai. I mean, it's not like Rohit Sharma will be continuously captain and play forever. But imagine a Shreyas Iyer coming back to Mumbai. Very difficult in the kind of auction scenario right now. There is a limited purse available. But imagine Iyer comes back, and once Rohit is relieved of captaincy, whenever he decides to, there is Iyer to take over as a Mumbai local boy, as the next captain of Mumbai. I think a lot of Mumbai Indians fans will love to have that option.
I'll give you another name. Why not Ajinkya Rahane? Again, I mentioned him in the context of Chennai in one of your other shows. But why not a Rahane? 33-year-old, fits the bill perfectly. Opener, he's not as swashbuckling as Rohit Sharma can be, but he's a banker. Rahane can get you 20, 30, 40. 50 on good days. On really good days, he can convert that to 100. But he's got age on his side. He's a Mumbai lad, and he's quite capable. So I mean, I know this is a wish list, but if I were in that Mumbai option table, I'd probably look for Rahane more than Shreyas Iyer. I know where you're coming from, but I think Rahane more than Shreyas Iyer.
Interesting point there. All right, cool. So that's where Mumbai, always a formidable team wherever they are, wherever they play. So
I'll throw in one other name, Akhil. Sorry, before we wrap,
Sure.
I think the one other player who could fit into that Mumbai scheme of things is Manas Labuschagne. It's just the dressing room. It's just that Mumbai atmosphere, Mumbai dressing room, and the Wankhede Stadium if they play there. I think Manas Labuschagne will be a good fit into that Mumbai setup.
Bowls pretty well also. He can give you that bowling option suddenly as a sixth bowler. So
Yeah.
that's a smart one. Okay, so Arun's made his picks. We've had a chat. We know the kind of pattern that Mumbai usually goes about in the auction. So in case we'd love to hear what thoughts our viewers have, people who listen in to us. We'd love to see what their thoughts are about which other players that Mumbai should buy at the auction. Please go on to our YouTube channel, like this video, and give in your comments, your suggestions in the comment section there. And in case your suggestions are exactly what Mumbai does in the auction, then you have a chance to win some Timeout with SportsAdda merchandise. We've given merchandise during previous contests also. A lot of people are getting those now, so we are continuing with that tradition here. This is an interesting thing. A lot of Mumbai fans will love to have a go and mention to us what are the names they want. So we'll love talking about that. Great, Arun. So okay, thank you so much. That was it from us at Timeout with SportsAdda. We'll be back here. We're going to be talking about all the other teams also and discuss our thoughts about what are the players that should be a part of the team. Thank you so much for joining me.